guys, this is Artful Kisses, and I'm going to talk about tackling projects that are outside of your comfort zone. This was a really big project for me. I try to do a family portrait like this at least once every 2 years. Tackling this giant project, despite it being very daunting and scary, I learned a lot of things. I pushed myself to get through it. It took me about 2 solid weeks of doing nothing else. But I learned a lot of things. I was still relatively new to my drawing app that I was using that I switched to, and drawing on my phone in general. And I learned a lot of things, a lot of features in the app, a lot of things that make the whole process go faster. And I have since learned way more than I did here, but this was the start to a few different things I do regularly now, like adding textures and patterns to different elements in the picture, and using the lasso tool all the time. But I learned a lot of stuff working on this picture. Finishing this project and realizing that I could do something this big and it wasn't near as difficult as I thought it would be raised my confidence a lot, and I've since done an even bigger project. I did so well with the immediate family that I added all the extended family to, and then gave that to my grandparents for Christmas. Which means I finished this one so early because I worked on it so fast and was so paranoid about how long it would take that I had time to do an even bigger one by the same deadline. So that project was scary also, but because I had stepped out of my comfort zone for this one and it turned out not perfect, but well enough, I then had the confidence to step out of my comfort zone again to work on the bigger one, and I'm so glad I did. Definitely step out of your comfort zone when you're given the chance. Not when you're creating art for yourself, when you're doing it for gifts, when you don't have a deadline so you can do it over and over again until you figure out what works. Definitely step out of your comfort zone. None of us know what we're capable of until we do that, until we step out of our comfort zone. And you can't get better unless you step out of your comfort zone. I remember as a kid, I never drew shadows or wrinkles in clothes because I was scared of ruining the okay picture that I had. So I didn't leave my comfort zone and I didn't grow in those areas until I was given a reason to. What got me to actually step out of that comfort zone and start doing those things was my twin sister started adding things like shadows and wrinkles in the clothes. And as soon as she would add something, in order to stay a couple steps ahead of her, I had to quick start doing it too, just so that she didn't surpass me. So the rivalry kind of did me good there. And that's the only reason I started doing shadows and clothing wrinkles and giving my characters things to wear other than just t-shirts, because she stepped out of her comfort zone and I didn't, not until she did. So that was super helpful to me. But you can't grow if you stay in the same spot all the time. And this goes for all sorts of different things in your life. Everything, really. Also, don't worry about judgment for the weird, awkward phase while you're learning how to do something. Anybody who gets better at anything that they're doing goes through that stage. So they honestly really shouldn't be judging you, but also, worst case scenario, you don't have to show it to anybody. Go ahead and practice a little bit. Then show it when you're better at whatever it is that you're trying to learn. For every drawing that I show anybody, there's probably at least 15 that I don't. And that's just to immediate family. There's probably hundreds of things that I don't put online. Moral of the story, step out of your comfort zone, do hard things, learn stuff, don't worry about judgment. And then also, please enjoy this little animation that I made of my 2-year-old dancing. He did his own voice work. It's adorable. And that's something that I'm jumping out of my comfort zone for. And I love it.
Dance, 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 dance.